Okay, awesome. Welcome to our Home Service BC podcast, Joe. Today we have a handyman with us, and we can talk about his service, how he started, what he's doing, what you're offering, why should people choose you, etc., etc. So, welcome to our podcast, Joe. Tell me a little bit about yourself, the company, and how you start.
Well, thanks for having me. So a little bit about myself. I'm a certified plumber gas fitter. Uh, how I started my company is a bit of an interesting story. When I got my ticket for plumbing and gas fitting, I was kind of bored of the plumbing. I just thought I needed a change. So I actually went into sales and like business development and I was working in an office, doing an office job. But over time, I find that like I'm itching to go out and like talk to people instead of being cooped up in an office. And I thought to myself, like, why did I get into trades in the first place? Is to avoid the office work. So I pretty much put in my 2 weeks and started Task Pro Service Group as a handyman service, not a plumbing service. Um, and literally 2 weeks later, we had the global pandemic and everything was shut down. So it was pretty much for me at the time, it was like pretty discouraging, but you kind of had that mindset. It's like, okay, either sink or swim. I have no way of going back. Like no one was really hiring. People were taking like the CERB. Um, and there's just no job. Everyone's kind of like scared to hire people to go into their homes, right? So I was kind of put into the position where, it's unprecedented. And I was just like, what a perfect time to start a company. But now looking back, it was a perfect time to start a company just because everybody has extra disposable income and everyone wanted to work, do work for their home. Um, so that kind of propelled me um, without competition because everybody was like taking the CRV benefit. Everyone had like all these protocols, whatever, and like they're not really taking on a lot of jobs. So my competition was actually way low during that time, and then it helped me get into places where they were kind of struggling to find people, right? Um, so I started off doing a bit of like handyman work, gutter repair, exterior cleaning. Thought,
But,
that's
but why
scalable.
why handyman? Because you went from plumber, office job, handyman. Like, what was the
Yeah, the reasoning is because like I trained enough people in plumbing to know that all you really need is like one bad egg to cause $1 million liability, right? So I wanted to start something that did not have a lot of liability. And that's how I kind of got into it. So I was reaching out to my old connections, property managers, and it's like, hey, start a company. Not plumbing, but you guys need any work done, let me know. So I was going into properties, meeting with council members, and they like my work ethic. Uh, but it's kind of like a full circle back to plumbing, and this is what happened. Um, so I was working for this complex and I was like doing quite a bit number of work for them for like a whole year. And they were explaining to me about like this plumbing issue. I kept my mouth shut, but I knew about it. And one day the council president asked me like, hey, Joe, we like the way you work. Like, we've been struggling hiring like 2, 3 different plumbing companies. They're big companies. And, this problem just has not been resolved and we're spending a lot of money. Do you know anybody that is really good at plumbing that can come in and deal with this? Um, and that's when I'm kind of like, okay, fine, I'll help you out. And I was like, hey, actually, I'm a certified plumber gas fitter. They're like, no, you're not. You're a handyman. And I was like, actually, yes, I am. And I reached into my wallet and pulled out my like red seal ticket. And she's like, oh my gosh, really? I was like, yeah, I mean, I can look at it. And then I solved the problem for them that three plumbing companies couldn't solve within like I think like half a day or something, and they were just blown away. So that's when my business actually really took off. Instead of like trying to get like the crumbs or whatever little jobs here and there.
Yeah.
Uh, the word spread like wildfire because now the property manager knows about it. The council
Yeah.
president kind of reached out to them like, "Hey, you know Joe does plumbing too?" And they're like, "No way, really?" It's like, "Yeah," and he's like doing all this other stuff. Like, why don't we just call Joe for everything? And that's kind of like how it exploded. And I talked to the property manager after, and he's like, "You know what? Like, this saves me a lot of time." I was like, "What do you
Yeah.
mean?" He's like, "Because I don't have to contact like three or four different trade when I can just hire you to go in there, like, to do everything." And I was like, "Okay, that kind of does make sense." So then I structured my business like totally different. After that, we rebranded to Task Pro. It used to be Next Gen. Um, so we started dialing it in by reaching out to property managers and stuff. And I know their pain point is every property manager don't have time to hire so many people at once. They're always overworked. So my value proposition is that like, hey, um, we're like pretty much our price is like comparable to like plumbing companies, right? Like maybe like a little bit cheaper because we're not branding ourselves as like a direct plumbing company or a
Mhm.
mechanical company. So our pricing and overhead is actually a lot lower than them. Therefore, we can extend the value of the cost saving to our clients. And the biggest value proposition again is like that time saving element
But
for
also the
property
expertise.
managers.
But also the expertise. Like, and to summarize, you basically, you had a plumbing background. You're certified. You've done
Hmm.
this job for many years. You get bored
Hmm.
of it. You tried something else, but then you're itching. You're like, okay, you know what? I like going out, talking with people, solving their problem on what I can do. I don't like the huge liability that's out there with the plumbing issues. So I'm going to do something else. And then you just said an inspiring story where basically we're able to resolve a problem other companies couldn't resolve. And that's how Task Pro was basically kind of like born. And there was also the element of accident and coincidence that it happened at the same time where people were basically closing their house, so they had more disposable income and they were willing to basically hire you for their services.
Hmm.
That's what I got from all this, and obviously the success story that you resolve the plumbing issues. That's how it basically happened.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry if I'm rambling on, but yeah, I mean, like, are you the stuff that we offer is quite broad. Like we have drywaller, we have Tyler, renovation specialist that's been doing it over a decade in our company. So everything we do is like in-house. We don't sub out anything
Yeah,
unless it's like something like countertop. We do sub out because we don't have like the water jets or whatever, right?
yeah.
Um,
No,
so
this is
that,
perfect. I'm trying to understand also the story. So now I know, like, okay,
yeah.
this is like you actually have been trained on plumbing, you have experience on this field industry, and that's how Task Pro was born. So it's not, you're certified. That's why like a lot of people like get kind of like surprised. Oh, you're a certified plumber. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. That's like the element of surprise. Like, damn, we're just a Task Pro handyman company. But just kidding, we're actually certified too, right? So like we're able to pull like plumbing permits, gas permits, um, like um, like homeowner like renovation permits, anything like that.
Yeah,
Um, and my background allows me to do minor electrical work as well. So like changing switches, lights, stuff like that. So that really completes a whole package when you hire one guy to go and to do like multiple different things.
mhm.
Um, and because of my background, like I'm able to get insurance for everything that we offer, right? Like plumbing, heating, gas, renovation, handyman, minor electrical. So everything that we offer is backed by a $5 million general liability.
Okay.
Um,
So that,
Yeah.
that is awesome. I actually wanted to ask about a memorable project or success story, but you already told that. You
Mhm.
solved a plumbing problem that other plumbing companies couldn't resolve. So that's awesome. And now I wanted to ask, like, okay, what are the main core services that Task Pro is providing? I know they can provide a plethora of options, but I would say 3 to 5 main services. If you could come to 3 to 5 services, maybe there are more.
I think like the best way to put it is like we have two separate divisions. Okay,
Mhm.
so we have like a handyman division and a small renovation division. Um, and that's like our core business essentially, because the way I see it is like, you're replacing a faucet, sourcing a leak, drain cleaning, replacing cartridges for like plumbing side. That to me is categorized under the handyman side. Same thing as like light electrical, right? Like what makes us different is that, our guys are actually trained by someone that's certified like me, that knows the codes, knows the plumbing codes, knows the electrical codes, because I have to learn the electrical code in order to get my ticket as a plumber.
Mhm.
And that's how I'm able to get insurance. So we have like a small, small between like our lowest ticket costs like $185 to like $1,500. And then, there's like some bigger projects where we have done, which we don't like. If it's over 6 figure, we just don't like doing it just because we have everybody in-house. I can't stick everyone in one place.
Mhm.
Otherwise, I'm putting all my eggs in one basket. That's what makes us different. You have other general contractors that will just sub out everything,
Mhm.
and that in turn makes the overall job more expensive because the general contractor has to make a living too, right?
Yeah. So if I understand this properly, like the service that you are offering are a little bit of everything, handyman and kind of like renovation, you could say.
Yep.
And then the differentiation is that you are actually certified plumber. Everybody in your team is trained by you. All the services that you're providing are in-house. You got the people in-house. And if somebody hires you, basically they save time, they save money. They have somebody that's certified in specific industry, but you're doing also this for many years. So now you have the ability to offer different options at um, I would say in a really good price, let's put it like that.
Yeah, pretty much, right? And like going back to the time aspect, just as an example, like for us to complete a complete tear down bathroom and renovation for like a standard size bathroom, for
Yeah.
us it'll take roughly between a week to a week and a half compared to other renovators, general contractors. They're averaging like 3 to 4 weeks,
Mhm.
right? So that's a lot of time for homeowners to kind of deal with like these little like delays or whatever.
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
we're in and out like if we have like 2 bathrooms to do at the same time, we're in and out within 2 weeks.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
but at the same time, you are targeting smaller scale projects based on
Yeah,
your need or
smaller scale
ability.
to medium scale projects. However, for the right client, we will do the bigger job. For example, like now she's my family doctor. Her budget was like 60 grand for like a small reno, and I think we closed out at 160 grand.
Oh wow.
Because like she's so nice and like so bubbly and lovely. I kind of bended my own rules a little bit for her, and I was able to convince the other customers that we have lined up to like just hold on. We'll get to you, and they were fine, right? But that price increase was not done by me. It's just because she saw the quality of work, like the people that I employ, were like able to communicate well with her and all this stuff, and she really liked that, and she just kept on tacking on, tacking on, tacking on. Um,
She wanted to fix everything.
she wanted to fix everything, so I was like, at some point, I was like, can you please not put anything else? I have to take care of my other clients too. And she's like, okay, fine, we'll stop here, but you're gonna come back for this other $80,000 project next, sometime in the winter. I was like, okay, fine. It's like
Why
one of
not
those
keep your money?
relationships. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's kind of like interesting like that, right? So,
That's awesome. But what would you say is your bread and butter though? Like if
my
people
bread
are
and butter, I would say like drain cleaning. Drain cleaning is like my bread and butter because like most of the time it's like almost like emergency or whatever, and we do charge a little bit more just because like the amount of tools that we invest in. Um, like our camera is like $12,000. Our drain cleaning machine are averaging like 6 to 8 thousand, and we have like multitude of them, right? All the industry leading stuff. Um, so we invested a lot into our like systems, processes, tools. Like I'm not afraid to spend money in our company just for the betterment of it. But I would say, yeah, bread and butter is probably drain cleaning, just because we can charge a little bit more based on like the tools involved, right?
yeah, yeah.
But it doesn't make sense to charge the same as like, we're replacing a faucet versus we're using like a $12,000 tool to fix something.
That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make
Yeah.
sense. Okay. So I have a better understanding what you're doing. I know what's your bread and butter. I know what's unique selling point. Now my question is, what's your number one tip for homeowners if they want to hire a handyman or somebody that offers service like yours? What's
I was
what
I
do
would say,
yeah,
yeah, I would say number one tip. Well, can I give multiple tips?
sure. But let's
Number
start
one
with
tip.
the number. If you have to choose, you can say, okay, this is the most important though.
Oh, the most important, don't hire your friend's wife, friend's husband, or like uncle.
Okay.
It just makes it more personal, and then like if like they don't have an established business. I hear horror stories all the time, like, hey, I hire my friend's husband, or I hire my friend's uncle, or my family friend is this, my family friend is that. Like usually it turns out bad, and it destroys relationships.
So this is a
I
relationship advice. This is not a handyman advice.
No, no, no. I no, it's not just a relationship
I'm kidding.
advice. It's like the workmanship is just not there, right? Like
Yeah,
usually
yeah, yeah.
when you're talking about like, hey, I know a guy that does this. If they don't have like any web presence, like like we have a 5-star Google review, so people can go on and see like, hey, they're talking about Joe, they're talking about Patrick, they're talking about Quinn, they're talking about Bruce, like you know, that's credibility, and I think that's something that's very important to check credibility, check insurance, check WCB, just in case you're spending all this money to improve your home. The last thing you want is to have someone that just takes your money, run away, or someone that does a shoddy job and where you have to do it all over again. You see that over and over again.
So what I understand, basically what you're saying is that hire professional and save your relationships. That's what I got.
Yeah, exactly. Hire professional, save your relationship. But yeah, do
But
your due diligence on cross-referencing like stuff, right? Don't just base your hire off of emotion or like just because they know someone. Do your due diligence. I would say that.
yeah, and that's good. And that's basically also answer the next question that I had, like what's a common mistake homeowners make? You'd like to have them avoid. You basically don't hire somebody that you don't know the quality of their work, hire a professional, make sure that they have credentials, make sure they're experts on what they're doing, save your relationship. So go for
Yeah,
somebody.
rule of thumb, get 3 quotes if you don't know anybody, right? And go with the medium quote. Don't go for the lowest quote. Like all the strata that I work for, the councils, they know better to not go with the lowest quote.
Yeah. No, that's
Yeah.
actually really good advice. Okay, let's talk a little bit about future plans and industry insights. We, well, I'm in digital marketing, so we talk about AI. So I'm not
Mhm.
going to ask you, how do you think AI is going to impact your job? I don't think it's going to impact, except if there's going to be robots. But how do you see your industry evolving in the next few years, and what are the goals or exciting projects that you have for? Task Pro?
Well, we're already using AI for like overflow calls and after hour
Mhm.
calls. So that saves me a lot of time and a chunk of money, really. Um, but I think like AI is going to really help us in terms of making things more efficient. I know a lot of software dealing with now is implementing AI, and I'm all on board because I'm at a stage if anything could save me 5 or 10 minutes a day, I'm signing up.
Yeah. No, that's true. But how do you see like for what you're doing right now? What do you think that it's going to change, and what do you have like what's your plan for Task Pro? Do you want to do like do you continue doing what you're doing? Do you want to change something?
Well, is that in respect to AI or?
No, forget about that. I generally speaking about the company.
Oh, I think everything is really good right now. Like we're moving to a warehouse. I'm buying another van,
Oh,
like
that's
next
awesome.
week. Yeah, buying it from Chad. So it's everything's going upwards right now. We like 4x within a year, which is really, really good. Um, so I mean, everything's the stars are all kind of aligning because I kind of have to like, figure out the formula for
Yeah,
getting clients and being able to develop relationships. To me, relationships is like so important. And
yeah.
once I realized that, between homeowners, home inspectors, realtors, property managers, councils, um, once I develop that relationship, I will go like an extra like 20 miles for you, right? And I'm not going to change that whatsoever. So for anyone that's listening, develop a relationship with me. I'll go an extra mile for you. But it's like a give and take type of thing, right? So um, yeah, everything's great right now. We're moving into a warehouse end of the month.
And that's a testimonial that basically you're growing, so more people are trusting you, more people are relying upon you, so you got more referrals, you got more business. That's what basically it is, right? That's a proof that whatever you're doing is successful.
Yeah, the referral marketing is the bulletproof way. As long as you're personable, it's
Yeah,
bulletproof. It's this compounding.
that's awesome. Awesome. Now let's go to some fun and light questions. I have the same 4 or 5 questions for everybody, so I'm gonna start with you. Coffee or tea?
Coffee,
Coffee. All right. Favorite BC gateway spot?
Tofino.
Tofino. Tofino is awesome. I've been there, especially at
Yeah,
night. That's awesome.
yeah, food's great.
Biggest,
Love.
yeah, biggest DIY fail you ever witnessed?
Biggest DIY fail I ever witnessed. Oh, good question. I've seen so many. Um, Someone tried to do their own tile work and they don't realize that you're supposed to put spacers and leveling things, and it just looked so bad, and they couldn't sell the place, and we had to come in and help them.
That's bad. One piece of advice you'd give your younger self.
One piece of advice I would give to my younger self: invest in Apple.
Okay.
That's
That's
fair, right?
you know, that's fair. No, that's fair. I would say even buy Bitcoin, whatever. It's like invest on
Yeah,
Facebook,
yeah.
Google,
It's about it's in
Amazon,
the same it's in the
Tesla.
same realm.
Okay. What do you love to do outside of work?
I like nature, honestly. If I can turn off my phone or like forced to not have reception, that
Yeah,
that's what I like. Yeah,
hiking and
just
being
brain
in the
off.
nature.
Yeah, camping, hiking, water sports.
That's awesome. If how can homeowners reach you if they like your services? What should they need to do? Would they visit the
Um,
website?
I would say like for homeowners, probably follow us on like Instagram because that's where we're most active.
Mhm.
Um, like for website, it's kind of outdated, I gotta admit. You're Did I lose you? Did it chop off?
Nope, I'm still here.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, this website's still being developed, upgraded, pending on my video. It's coming when I get the warehouse. But Instagram is where we're most active, where you can see like exactly what we do on a day-to-day basis, customer testimonial, stuff like that. Again, credibility, right? You can see exactly what we do and whatnot. But on Instagram, you'll find our phone number, 604-245-5524, or you can email us at support@taskproinc.ca or info@taskproinc.ca.
Or basically Google and find Task Pro on Google Business Profile, because there we
Yeah,
have, I think,
I think that would be good too. Yeah, just because you can see all the 5-star reviews, they're legit reviews,
yeah,
not
exactly.
someone I pay or whatnot. But yeah, I think that would be
I've
good for
seen that.
credibility.
I've seen that, and that backfires so many times, like people buying reviews and stuff like that. Apart from the moral part of it, it's also not something practical.
You
Well,
know,
definitely not.
I noticed a local plumbing company that had like over 2,000 reviews in a very short span of time, and I was like, wow, this guy's killing it. And then I checked recently. I'm like, hey, I wonder how many reviews he's now. Like from that by that trajectory, he's probably not 10,000, right? It went down to like I think like 400 or 500. So I think Google caught on and just got
Yeah,
destroyed.
yeah. Those are a lot of things that I don't know why people are doing. That doesn't simply make sense. It's like start trying to work out. You start in like previous month, and then you show picture being Schwarzenegger and saying I didn't do anything. It's all natural. It doesn't really make sense. Anyways,
Yeah, you
that's
know how you like to me the way I see it is like how you do everything, how you do anything is how you do everything, right? Like,
yeah.
for Google, we're honest. Just do good work and people will leave a solid review.
I
It just
completely agree with that.
yeah, just like how when we're in front of people, let's again do good work and people will leave a solid review. Be trustworthy, don't rip off anybody, just get paid for what you're worth and go about it. And that's how we really strive grew as a company.
I agree. And from a marketing perspective, what I tell people is that we are amplifying whatever you're doing. And whatever you're doing, we're just going to amplify that. If you don't answer your phone call, well, guess what's going to happen? Or if you answer your phone
Yeah,
calls, again, like we're going to bring that up.
yeah,
Awesome. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate your time.
no problem.
Uh,
I appreciate the
and
invite.
to anyone listening to us, you can go to Task Pro at their website or Instagram or Google Business Profile, and then you can call them, send an email, and that's where you can hire Task Pro for any handyman or small renovation services.
Yeah,
Thank you,
pretty
Joe.
much.